Recently, we made a video showcasing some of the best places to live or retire in southern Italy. But this time around, we have listed some of the most ideal places for long-term living or retiring in the northernmost part of Italy. Geographically, northern Italy encompasses several key regions, including Lombardy, Veneto, Emilia-Romagna, Liguria, and Piedmont. Generally, this side of Italy is mostly known for its mountainous landscapes, picturesque lakes, big cosmopolitan cities with art and fashion scene, along with a rich culture influenced by neighboring countries such as France and Switzerland. But bear in mind, all of this comes with a hefty price tag, as the average cost of living in almost all regions of North Italy is the highest. Additionally, northern Italy is the powerhouse of the country's economy, as it generates almost 65% of its revenue. Hence, the employment rate in this part of the country is very high, therefore many expats looking for jobs also gravitate towards northern Italy. Overall, northern Italy caters to everyone, be it retirees, expats, and even investors looking to buy property. So without further ado, here are 12 best places to live or retire in northern Italy. Number 12. Rimini. Touted as the city of hospitality, Rimini is situated in the Emilia-Romagna region on the eastern coast of the Italian peninsula, facing the Adriatic Sea. It has been attracting a decent amount of visitors and digital nomads, as it hosts over 100 beaches and seaside promenades that are lined with villas, resorts, and hotels that overlook the Adriatic Sea, making it a great place for someone who wants to enjoy luxury and exciting social life, particularly the partying kind. It is also a pretty accessible city with a vast road and railway network. In addition, the city is also filled with large parks to laze around or stroll in, as well as an interesting city center that houses many shopping areas, bars, and restaurants. Its average cost of living is generally around €1,500, but it's essential to keep in mind that costs can vary depending on factors such as lifestyle, accommodation choices, and personal spending habits. Number 11. Trieste. Right at the inner circle of the Adriatic Sea, Trieste is a maritime port sandwiched between the mountains and the sea. It boasts a unique blend of Italian, Slovenian, and Austro-Hungarian influences, evident in its architecture, cuisine, and cultural heritage. As a port city, it has maintained its maritime significance, and its harbour remains a vital part of its economy. The city's position close to the border with Slovenia and Croatia make it a gateway to Central Europe and the Balkans, fostering a cosmopolitan and multicultural atmosphere. The city is also very appealing to young students, as it hosts several prestigious educational institutions and research centers. The average cost of living per month for a single individual living in Trieste is around €1,500, with most of it going towards rent. The city is also great for digital nomads who enjoy seaside living but still want to remain accessible to the mainland. Number 10. The province of Bolzano. One of the most unique and distinct part of Italy, the province of Bolzano is located in the northernmost tip, just beside the border of Austria. This area is also referred to as South Tyrol, and is renowned for its stunning alpine landscapes that sit right against the backdrop of the Dolomite mountain range. Its namesake capital is a cultural melting pot with a notable German-speaking population, reflecting the province's historical ties to both Italian and Austrian traditions. Aside from that, the literacy rate in this province is also very high, and English is generally spoken, especially in urban centers and tourist areas. The lifestyle in the province of Bolzano is characterized by a harmonious blend of alpine tranquility and cosmopolitan amenities. Ultimately, it maintains a balance between urban comforts and the serenity of the surrounding natural beauty. Although its cost of living is somewhat higher, but this is totally justified thanks to the exceptional quality of life. Living standards are further enhanced by the presence of excellent healthcare facilities, efficient public services, and a strong sense of community. Number 9. The Italian Riviera. The Italian Riviera is a beautiful coastal stretch of the Liguria region, covering about 350 kilometers of area from the French border to all the way to Tuscany. The lifestyle on the Italian Riviera is marked by a perfect blend of sophistication and laid-back charm, with a focus on Mediterranean cuisine, cultural events, and breathtaking sea views. Some of the most sought-after towns and cities for retirees in the Italian Riviera include Genoa, the region's capital and largest city, Portofino, a picturesque fishing village, and many tranquil communities and colorful villages along the coast. Living or retiring in the Italian Riviera offers a leisurely and relaxed lifestyle, but all of this comes with a relatively high cost of living. Nevertheless, it is still not as expensive as neighboring French Riviera, though a couple must have a budget of at least 3,000 to 4,000 euros to live comfortably here. The region is known for its slower pace of life, with plenty of opportunities for socializing, dining out, and enjoying the outdoors. Furthermore, it is also a prime area to buy beachfront property in northern Italy, and unlike neighboring French Riviera, the cost of housing in the Italian Riviera is much more affordable, with median price for a mid-sized residential property on its shoreline clocking at around 350,000 euros, which is almost 60% lower than neighboring France. Number 8. Bologna. Situated in the heart of the Emilia-Romagna region in northern Italy, Bologna is a very vibrant city, renowned for its rich history, prestigious universities, and delectable cuisines. It is one of the oldest and most beautiful cities in northern Italy, with a well-preserved medieval center full of porticos, towers, churches, and palaces. Each year, many international students and young digital nomads move to this city due to its long-standing reputation as a hub for education and academics. Being a student city, it mostly caters to younger population, which gives it a lively and dynamic atmosphere, with numerous cafes, bars, and cultural events. Additionally, language won't be an issue in this city, as its literacy rate is one of the highest and almost all of its residents understand English. The cost of living isn't exorbitant, but it is still relatively expensive than most major cities of southern Italy. A single person should expect to spend at least 1,600 euros per month in this city. Number 7. Verona. This is the perfect Italian city for those who prefer living in a quieter and tranquil area whilst getting all the modern-day services of a city. Conveniently located in the north of Italy between Milan and Venice, it might not be extremely well known, but it is arguably one of the most visually stunning and beautifully preserved cities in Italy. The cost of living in Verona is very affordable. One can easily reside here under a monthly budget of 1,600 euros. Although rent can be high in its main hub, but there are several listings for a one-bedroom apartment available between 400 to 600 euros per month. Other everyday expenses for eating out and entertainment are also not too pricey. Plus, day-to-day groceries, utilities, and services are also reasonable. While for couples looking to maintain a high standard of living, it is recommended to have around 2,500 to 3,000 euros per month whilst residing here. Number 6. Lake Maggiore. Spanning on an area of about 230 square kilometers, Lake Maggiore is located at the southern edge of the Swiss Alps and extends far back into the northern regions of Italy. Despite being in close proximity to two other lakes, Maggiore still holds its own distinctive features and characteristics. It is not much of a quiet lake, as it is home to 5 towns and 3 communes with a population exceeding 200,000. On top of this, All the modern-day services and amenities are available in most of the towns on its shores. The cost of living is still a bit high, with the median spending of around €2,500, but then again, it depends upon the town and type of residence one chooses. As for activities, there are plenty. The lake is in the midst of 2 national parks and extends upwards to the Swiss Alps, so a trip on one of its local ferries is always exciting. Apart from this, the beautiful villas, botanical gardens, and many other interesting sights make it a great place to consider when thinking of moving to a lakeside destination in Europe. Number 5. Turin. Located in the Piedmont region, Turin boasts a sophisticated atmosphere, drawing inspiration from its royal past and industrial present. In terms of economic power, Turin ranks 3rd in Italy, with one of the highest employment rate after Milan. So it can be a great city for expats looking for work, especially in the field of science, manufacturing, technology, and engineering industries. Moreover, it is a very outdoorsy city, and its proximity to the Alps allows residents to quickly escape the hectic life and immerse themselves in the beauty and tranquility of the mountains. While the city itself offers a high quality of life, with a relatively low cost of living compared to its counterparts like Milan. Public services such as education, transport, and healthcare are top-notch. The city is also safe, with a relatively low crime rate. This combination of factors, together with the city's cultural richness and beauty, make Turin an ideal place for those looking to relocate to northern Italy. Number 4. Lake Garda. Nestled in between 2 major cities, Venice and Milan, Lake Garda is the biggest lake in Italy. Known for its stunning beauty, picturesque surrounding towns, and great quality wine, it is an exquisite lakeside locale. There are many communes and towns on its shore, showcasing their own unique set of attributes. The average cost of living in the surrounding towns is quite cheap when compared to other lake towns in Italy, with average monthly spending for a single individual coming in at around €2,000, including rent and utilities. It is possible to get an even cheaper deal, but to maintain an ideal standard of living, one is expected to spend almost €2,500 a month. With a mild climate that stays steady throughout the year, lots of outdoor activities, great restaurants, a peaceful atmosphere, and accessibility to all the major needs that anyone might have, this is another great contender for lakeside living in northern Italy. Number 3. The province of Venezia. Widely referred as the province of Venice, this sector includes the city of Venice itself, including its greater metropolitan area and the nearby territories. For most, the idea of living long-term in the city of Venice is not that appealing, as it is mainly perceived as a touristic hotspot and not a place to stay permanently. But nevertheless, the greater metro area of Venezia comprises 44 towns and communes, so besides the main city, there are lots of less touristic and crowded places to reside comfortably. Plus, even in Venice itself, most residents tend to reside on the mainland part, while the rest of it floats on more than 100 islands that are created by more than 150 canals that crisscross throughout. Its main center houses the Grand Canal thoroughfare, lined by Gothic and Baroque-era architecture, restaurants, saloons, bars, beautiful bridges that overlook the vibrant cityscape, as well as lots of other boutiques that feature cultural or traditional items. However, keep in mind, there are several cons of living long-term here. First and foremost, it is the most visited place in Italy, so it is not for those who prefers peace and tranquility. Secondly, the average cost of living is very high, but then again it has many neighborhoods, and its mainland area tends to be less expensive than others. The bare minimum cost of living per month for a single person is approximately €1,800 to €2,200, including rent and all amenities. Number 2. Milan. With tremendous international exposure and excellent economic opportunities, Milan is one of the most sought-after cities in not just Italy, but in the entirety of Europe. The city suits albeit young professionals, entrepreneurs, and students looking to pursue their career and personal goals. Whether you're trying to break into the fashion scene, financial sector, technology, or education, one is destined to allocate plenty of chances in this city. The major downside to Milan, however, is the cost of living. With all of the industry, modern perks, and Michelin-star restaurants comes a steep price. However, it is a very big city, and living on its outskirts and commuting on the local transportation system makes living in the region relatively convenient. But as a whole, a single individual can easily spend around €2,500 per month, with most of it going towards accommodation. Other drawbacks include bad traffic, highly competitive job market, and the weather, which isn't as consistently good as some people expect. Apart from the obvious cons, Milan is generally a good city with decent quality of life and one of the best safety index in Italy. Number 1. Lake Como. With a peculiar Y-shaped topography, displaying 2 southward branches and a narrower northern branch, Lake Como stretches approximately 46 kilometers in length and is surrounded by steep mountains, which create a breathtaking backdrop for the city, towns, and villages situated along its shores. What's unique about this lake is that the city and the scenery are not all it has to offer. One can find the locals practicing agriculture, farming, and freshwater fishing in the lake's northern parts. Moreover, living on Lake Como is very accessible. One can easily get to pretty much anywhere in Italy. Milan, Venice, Genoa, and even neighboring Switzerland is just a few hours away from Como City by train or car. Furthermore, the international community on this lake is very strong, as it is home to many foreigners who visit it all year round and often decide to transform their trip into a more permanent affair. To top it off, it has a continental climate, which means one can experience every season at its best. It has also been popular with the rich and famous since Roman times, and currently many A-list celebrities like George Clooney, Madonna, and Sylvester Stallone own sumptuous villas on its shoreline. Aside from the celebs, many business moguls have invested in its real estate market, so evidently living or buying property here is as expensive as it can get. Currently, the average cost of living for a sole person in its main city of Como is about €2,800.